You're busy, we get that.
Yeah.
You want to quickly get your head around something new, right? So you
Yeah.
can, feel confident talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, today, that something new is talking about exercise.
Mm-hmm.
In English, we've kind of distilled some really practical stuff for you. Forget wading through tons of lessons.
Exactly. We've looked at some resources that cover the essential English you need for fitness chats.
Okay.
So think core vocabulary, phrases people actually use. There's a little story, too, to hear it all working together, plus some grammar points.
Right, the useful bits.
Our aim is really just to give you that shortcut so you feel well-informed pretty quickly.
Consider this your cheat sheet then. For understanding and, joining in conversations about workouts, fitness, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Our mission is simple. Arm you with the actual language skills. So you can talk about your own exercise habits, understand others, and not feel, well, lost.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's get moving then. Foundational vocabulary first.
Yeah, starting with the cornerstones is always the best way, I think. Our sources point out a few key words.
Okay.
First, just the word exercise. That's basically any physical activity you do to stay healthy or get healthier.
Right, like I try to exercise 3 times a week.
Exactly. Then there's workout. That's more like a specific session of exercise.
Ah, okay. So you'd say, that was a tough workout.
Precisely. And then the place, gym.
The classic gym. Like I go to the gym every morning before work. That's the example, right?
Yep, that's the one. And then a broader term is fitness. That's more about your overall physical health, your well-being.
So less about the single session, more the big picture.
Exactly. You might hear, I care about my fitness, so I eat healthy and exercise.
Ah, okay, got it. Those are the sort of main ones.
Mm-hmm.
What about different types of exercise?
Yeah, let's get more specific. We've got cardio. Our sources explain that covers things like running, swimming, cycling, activity that works your heart and lungs.
Makes sense, the example.
Cardio is great for your heart and lungs. Pretty straightforward.
Okay, and then
Then there's strength training. That's lifting weights or using your own body weight, push-ups, squats, that kind of thing.
to build muscle. Like I do strength training to build muscle.
Perfect. Then something a bit different, yoga.
Ah, yes. Yoga. More stretching and breathing.
That's right. Slow movements, stretching, focusing on your breath. The example is, yoga helps me relax and improve my flexibility.
Nice. And one more.
One more, yeah. HIIT, HIIT.
Oh, well, I've heard of that. High intensity.
Interval training, exactly. Short bursts of really intense exercise, then short rests. They're meant to be fast and effective, according to the example.
Right, get a lot done quickly. Okay, so that's cardio, strength, yoga, HIIT. Good base.
It is, and, lots of people mix them up in their routines, but knowing the words helps you talk about it clearly.
Definitely. So building on that, let's look at some useful speaking phrases, things you can actually say.
Yes. These are the kinds of natural English phrases that just make conversations flow better.
Okay, like what?
Well, a really common one is, I've been trying to get in shape.
Yeah. It just means trying to become fitter.
Exactly, trying to become fit. It signals you have a goal, maybe you're starting out or coming back to exercise.
Makes sense. What else?
Just stating your routine. Simple stuff like, I usually go for a run in the morning.
Or, I do yoga a few times a week to stay flexible.
Perfect. See? Direct, simple. Sharing what you do.
And it's not always just physical, is it? I like this one. I started working out to feel better mentally.
That's a huge motivator for a lot of people, absolutely. It shows another side to exercise.
And then preferences. Like, I'm not a fan of the gym, but I like walking outside.
Yeah, that's really common too. Fitness doesn't have to mean being inside a gym.
True. And this one feels very relatable for many. I need to be more active. I sit too much at work.
Oh, definitely. The desk job struggle. And the sources also remind us about the grammar here, using the present simple for routines.
Right, for things you do regularly, like I go for a walk every evening.
Or, I stretch before my workout.
I lift weights on Mondays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
See, it's that simple present tense describing a habit.
Exactly. Consistent action, consistent tense.
Okay, so we've got words, we've got phrases, but seeing it all together helps, right, like in a story.
Absolutely. Context is key. And that's where this short story from our material is useful. Good listening practice, too.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right. It goes, last year, I wasn't very healthy. I sat all day, ate junk food, and felt tired all the time, so I decided to change.
Sounds familiar for some.
I started walking every morning and doing simple home workouts. At first, it was hard, but I kept going.
The classic struggle.
Now I go to the gym twice a week and run on weekends. I feel more energetic and confident. Exercise has really improved my life.
It's a pretty common journey, isn't it, that whole arc of change?
It really is. And the material even gives you a prompt to adapt it. Last year I didn't exercise much, but now
Ah, nice. So you can slot your own experience in there. A good starting point for telling your own story in English.
Exactly. And if you listen closely to that story, you can actually spot some important grammar points about habits and changes.
Which brings us neatly to the grammar focus.
Right. Because talking about fitness often means talking about regular actions, things you do now, maybe things you used to do.
Okay, so first up, the present simple again for those regular habits.
Yep. Like we said, I work out 3 times a week. Or I always stretch before running. Your current, consistent routine.
Got it. And then for changes or recent stuff.
That's where the present perfect comes in handy. Things like, I've started going to the gym.
Okay, so something that started recently and maybe is still happening.
Exactly. Or I've been doing yoga lately. That lately signals it's a recent, ongoing thing.
Right. And I've lost weight because I've been eating better and exercising. That shows a result of recent actions.
Perfect example. Connects the past action to the present result. You might also hear things like, I'm getting back into running, using that continuous tense for something in progress right now.
Okay. And what about things you did in the past but don't do now? Or vice versa.
For that we used to or didn't used to.
Right. Like, I used to hate running, but now I love it.
Yeah.
Shows a clear change.
Exactly. Or the opposite. I didn't used to exercise, but now I do every day.
Okay. That's really useful for showing how things have shifted over time.
It is. These tenses let you paint a much clearer picture of your whole fitness journey, past, present, changes.
Makes sense.
So now, to really get you using this stuff, it's kind of your turn to think, maybe even talk a little.
Right. Practice time. This is where you, listening, can mentally try out some answers. We'll ask some questions based on prompts in our resources. Just take a moment after each one. Ready?
Okay.
First one. Do you exercise regularly? And how often?
Okay. Next, what kind of exercise do you enjoy the most?
Good one. Do you prefer working out alone or maybe with other people?
Has your fitness routine changed much in the last year?
And lastly, how does exercise usually make you feel?
Right. Just take a moment. And our sources give an example answer, too, just to give you an idea. I usually go to the gym twice a week. I like lifting weights and doing some cardio. Exercise makes me feel more relaxed and happy.
So try to build your own answer like that. Don't stress about perfection. Just try using the words and phrases.
Exactly. Activating the language is the key.
Okay. Now let's shift gears just a little bit. Let's talk about motivation. For exercise, sure, but also for learning English, because our sources actually draw a pretty interesting parallel.
It's surprisingly fitting, isn't it? Think about it. Learning English needs dedication, regular effort, just like getting fit.
Yeah, you can't just cram it all in one weekend.
Exactly. You won't get fluent or hit your fitness goals overnight. It's all about that consistent practice, day in, day out, over time.
Absolutely. And just like you feel yourself getting a bit stronger or lasting longer during a workout, with English, you start understanding a bit more, finding the words a bit easier. Those small wins really build your confidence, don't they?
They really do. Confidence in your body, confidence in your language skills, it's the same mechanism.
And both things, exercise and English practice, can sort of weave themselves into your daily life, right? They become habits.
Yeah, ideally they become just part of your routine, something you naturally do. And the resources even suggest some cool ways to actually combine the two.
Mm-hmm. Like what?
Well, one idea is maybe joining online fitness groups where people speak English. Connect with others who share those interests.
That's a good one. I like these practical tips too, like listening to English podcasts while you exercise.
Great way to multitask. Immerse yourself in the language while you're moving.
Or try describing your workout out loud in English, even just to yourself.
Yeah, actively using the vocabulary we talked about. Like, okay, now I'm doing squats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even just thinking in English while you work out, that can be surprisingly effective, can't it?
Definitely. Thinking about the muscles or just narrating what you're doing in your head, it's all practice.
Great strategies for making it feel more natural, more integrated. So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, you've hopefully got a much better handle now on how to talk about exercise in English.
Yeah, we've covered quite a bit, actually, from those basic words like exercise, workout, gym.
Right, and the different types, cardio, strength training.
To those really useful natural phrases for talking about your habits and what you like or don't like.
And we looked at the key grammar, present simple for routines, present perfect for changes, and that used to for past habits.
Plus, you got a chance to practice mentally answering some questions yourself.
Yeah. So the main takeaway, really echoing what's in our source material, is about consistency, isn't it?
It really is. Whether it's getting fitter or getting better at English, it's that regular, steady effort that actually brings the results.
So maybe in the next few days, maybe even your next workout,
Hmm.
think about how you could use some of this English.
Yeah, just try naming things in English in your head. What you're doing, how you feel.
Every little bit really does help. And who knows, maybe talking about your fitness in English could even give you a little extra motivation for your routine.
Couldn't hurt.